And let's start with our first question, which has to do with formations. Now, guys, we've seen a lot of Mexico in a 4-3-3 under Tata Martino. But recently, we're seeing a little bit of a change to a 4-2-3-1. Mao, is this the formation Mexico should go with at the World Cup?
Only against Argentina. And here is why. If you're going to play a 4-2-3-1, that means you're going to have two holding midfielders. Against Colombia in the first half, those two holding midfielders were Eric Gutierrez and Andrés Guardado. You're going to have to play somehow Edson Alvarez into that equation. Now, I think they played really well next to each other. Andrés Guardado playing more like a traditional number 6, and then Eric Gutierrez being this link between defending and attacking. And I think if you're going to play Argentina, a team that's going to dominate possession, you need numbers in the midfield. So I think that formation makes a lot of sense. What is the downside? If you play with 3 attacking midfielders, you need a classic number 10. Bad news for Mexico, you don't have one. You don't have Cuauhtémoc Blanco. You've mentioned Carlos Vela in this example. So you cannot start against Poland with a 4-2-3-1 because then you're playing reactive. And Mexico needs to have the ball if they want to hurt a team like Poland, who plays more a direct attack kind of soccer. So the answer is he should change it only against Argentina.
Here's the reason you won't see it versus Argentina, or he won't change it. His name is Edson Alvarez. The only reason there was 2 pivots and Andrés Guardado was one of them is because Edson Alvarez is not on the field. So Andrés Guardado was the man dropping in between both center backs, Néstor Araujo and Héctor Moreno. That was his job, to play as a deep line playmaker, if you will, with Guti a little ahead of him and Charlie as that enganche, that number 10 that Mao was talking about. But when you have Edson Alvarez there, there's no need for Guardado. He's just a liability. So if you're going to go with Edson Alvarez, you need 2 interiors that can also give you that movement up and down the field. Guardado's not going to be that guy. So in the game that Mao is saying you will at least have the ball, you're going to put in a guy like Andrés Guardado in a function to run and chase the ball?
What if you play Eric? What if you play as Edson Alvarez in that spot, and then you play Eric Gutierrez like he did during those first 45 minutes against Colombia, and then you have Chari Rodriguez in front of him and 2 wingers, right? I think that formation makes sense.
Except for Tata Martino, who is going to have Héctor Herrera there.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, right? That's my concern, Herc, because you always talk about it being a young man's game at the international level. I think you got to figure out a way to have Héctor Herrera have his role, Andrés Guardado have his role. I don't know if you can have them on the field together. We've seen that a little bit in a 4-3-3. I don't think there's enough legs in that midfield. I like the idea of the 4-2-3-1. I like what you point out, Mao, which is the numerical advantage. I think having an extra guy in midfield could be very beneficial to Mexico. And the other thing I would say is, hey, it's finally some flexibility from Tata, right? We said he's stubborn. We said he won't change his mind. Well, maybe here's a little bit of something that shows he can be flexible.